How can someone who is dating or married to an INTP be understanding and supportive? If you're dating or married to an INTP, it's important to be understanding and supportive. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do just that. Today I am here to talk about something that's been on my mind lately. If you're dating or married to someone who has the personality type INTP, it can be tough sometimes because they are so different from you. But don't worry. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can be understanding and supportive of them, no matter what they do. Thank you for watching another Life Nuggets video. If you like our content, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. 1. Understand that the INTP is analytical and needs time to process information before responding. INTPs can sometimes be seen as aloof when conversing with others, but don't mistake introspection for disinterest. INTPs are analytical and need time to process new information before responding. It's important to remember that INTPs are deliberate thinkers. You shouldn't take their silence as indifference. If you've just introduced a topic of discussion that seems to have gone down a well of silence, give the INTP in the room some extra time. They're probably working it out in their heads, taking the idea apart piece by piece until they gather the understanding they need. They might surprise you with insight you didn't anticipate. 2. Don't take it personally if the INTP doesn't show interest in your day-to-day activities. For INTPs, daily conversations probably aren't their highest priority. So if they seem lukewarm to your day-to-day dramas and don't want to get into all the gritty details, don't let it come between you. Trying to engage an INTP in conversations they don't want to have can be like pulling teeth, so please don't take it personally. INTPs may not always express themselves outwardly, but being a good listener and showing them interest when they decide to open up is just as big a gesture, if you ask us. 3. Respect the INTP's need for independence. INTPs have a strong need for independence and are highly self-reliant. If you are living, working, or interacting with INTPs, it is important to show respect for their autonomy. Allow INTPs to bring up ideas themselves and make sure to welcome them when they do. INTPs generally have an analytical perspective that can be quite helpful in solving any issues or tasks you are facing together, so be sure to consider their input as well and not just rely on your own. The INTP's need for independence should be acknowledged as one of their greatest gifts and not taken lightly. Show them the respect they deserve. 4. Be patient while waiting for responses to questions or comments. If there's one INTP personality trait that we can all relate to, it's impatience. We simply hate waiting for answers. But since rushing through life and expecting instant gratification isn't a sustainable lifestyle, the best way to combat impatience is by cultivating more patience. The key to being patient while waiting to hear a response is self-regulation and faith. Trust that everything will turn out all right. And if you find yourself inching closer and closer to the edge of your seat, take a few deep breaths and relax into the situation before long. That response will be on its way. 5. Acknowledge when you don't understand something and be willing to ask for clarification. If you're an INTP, you know the struggle of understanding topics of discussion that may be a bit murky. It may be tempting to act like you understand, but if you don't, it can lead to much bigger headaches in the long run. That's why it's important to recognize and acknowledge when you don't understand something and be willing to ask for clarification. Quite frankly, having the courage to own up to not knowing can save a lot of time. By asking for clarification, we are not only spared from embarrassment later on, but also given opportunities to put our knowledge on certain topics into the spotlight. So don't forget, let them know when you don't know. You'll never regret it. 6. Don't try to change the INTP, as they are unlikely to change themselves. INTPs are an especially enigmatic type when it comes to personal growth, seemingly determined to stay the same, come what may. Instead of trying to instigate a change you can't predict, think outside the box. Focus on gently nudging INTPs into new terrain and celebrating their uniqueness as they grow in unexpected ways. After all, INTPs aren't like everybody else, and no amount of change forcing is going to make that any different, so why bother trying? 7. Let the INTP know when you need support and be specific about what that support entails. INTPs are often known for their independent strengths and problem-solving abilities, so it can be intimidating to tell them when you need support. However, it is important to communicate what kind of assistance you require in order for your INTP to be able to offer their help properly. Instead of saying a generic "I need your support," try being specific about what kind of input you're expecting from them. For example, maybe you need some advice on how to manage a difficult work project or thoughts on how to improve your relationship with someone. Whatever it is, INTPs become far more receptive when they understand the end goal and what exactly is needed from them. After all, explaining things in more detail can make all the difference. 8. Avoid confrontations and allow the INTP time to calm down before discussing an issue. INTPs are unique in that they have their own set of communication patterns, and it's important to remember that when trying to avoid confrontations, INTPs usually struggle during the resolution stages as they need more time to process their thoughts and ideas until they reach a conclusion. To help INTPs get out of difficult situations without further escalating the conflict, it can be beneficial to allow them space and give them breathing room so they can take the necessary steps towards calming down. Doing this will create the best environment for INTPs and give them the chance to look at the disagreement objectively and come up with an appropriate solution without any extra stress or pressure. INTPs can be a challenge to date, but the rewards make it worth it. With an INTP partner, you can enjoy someone who is both independent and dependable. They see things from unique angles and have interesting conversations that will keep things exciting. To make a relationship last, INTPs need understanding and support from their partners. At the end of the day, what's important is having communication that values each other's needs, researching INTP personality types further to help understand them better, and most importantly, keeping a sense of humor about yourself in the relationship to lighten up any tough moments. If this resonated with you, hit subscribe to get new videos every week on your INTP journey.